Greed is a peculiar entity because it seeks to gain, but on the same token holds no loyalty. And I'm not going to say that I'm on one side or the other, but I think that it's important to point out the obvious, especially when most folks are trying to overlook it. But here's a real cold question for you, homie. And don't get me wrong, I have my own particular, loyalty to weapons and firearms and stuff like that, and to my country. But listen, who stands to gain from mass shootings? Well, I'm not talking about spiritual gain or metaphoric gain, but I'm talking about real material money gain. Like, who stands to gain from mass shootings? I think it's apparent that the people that stand to gain the most are the gun companies and the shareholders of those companies. Because, a gun company isn't just one guy, it's a group of shareholders. You know what I mean? A lot of those shareholders are probably also shareholders of the NRA. But the truth is no matter what they say, in times like this, they stand to gain. Number one, somebody goes up and starts shooting, it instinctively makes you want to be able to have your own weapon in case someone starts shooting at you. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. So as soon as there's a shooting, there's a big invisible motivation for many people to go out and purchase guns. Well, guess who they're purchasing the guns from? And every time, so then we'll take it to the next level. Now, on a political token, every single time a leftist or an anti-gun person stands up and threatens, or a Democrat threatens to take away people's gun rights, guess what, man? The gun companies gain, because immediately all of those people that are already collecting and buying guns are thinking, hey, man, these motherfuckers might mess around and outlaw this shit. We gotta go buy some more guns. So the shooting inspires you to buy more guns. The people talking gun control after the shooting inspires them, people's more than 1 million to go buy guns, and and then we'll take it back some more. Well, who stood to gain from 9/11? And the answer to that is weapons companies. Because as soon as we opened up this can of war on terrorism, first of all, let's reel it back. As soon as the planes hit, a bunch of people decided to buy some more guns right then. When we declared war on terror, if you will, a bunch of military companies, weapons companies, got contracts to make more weapons for those wars. Furthermore, even it's just every terrible thing they stand to gain from it. And I'm not saying they do it on purpose, but but greed is a peculiar entity, and it knows no loyalty. It knows no loyalty to the gun industry. It knows no loyalty to y'all. But they know that every time somebody gets shot, and time somebody talks shit about somebody getting shot, and every time the media throws it out there, they're selling guns. That's the biggest sales pitch they've got, is fucking fear. Fear that you're not going to be able to buy more guns, fear that they're going to be able to take your guns, fear that you're going to get shot, fear that you're going to need to shoot somebody else. It's just when people are afraid, they consume. When people are afraid, they spend money. When there's a conflict, there's money to be made. It's just like I was saying before. I'm not saying it's good or bad, or that I'm on one side or the other, because I'm not trying to be partisan on any level about killing innocent people. I'm not a partisan motherfucker, and I think that anybody that could have had a means to defend. Not that, what are you going to do about a fucking sniper up in a fucking tower, unless you got an RPG in your fucking pocket or something. What are you going to do? Whatever, man. The whole fear, everything that I'm talking about is probably scaring you into buying more guns. Or encourage you to buy guns. I'm not saying you're scared because you buy guns, but I'm just saying that the whole idea that you have an enemy, especially an invisible, unnameable terrorist enemy, is the biggest motivation to buy more guns that there ever was. I'm just saying, man, and there's no decision in this country being made without that gun capital on top of the list being the first thing that they address. You know what I mean? That's why everybody, back in the day, in order to be the president, you had to have an endorsement from the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah, that's right. And nowadays, you have to have an endorsement from the National Rifle Association, right? And like I say, I like guns. I like blowing shit up. I like shooting stuff. I've been shot. Whatever, man. There's been times when I was when I was for gun control, and when I was and when I was against it. As I grew up, I became against more and more against people telling me what to do. But I'm just saying, it's freaking obvious. Is your loyalty to the guns? Is your loyalty to money? Is your loyalty to people? And why did the first Congress go off about we must have these guns, we must have gun rights in the colonies? And I'll tell you time and time again, and it's not what a lot of my conservative friends want to hear, but the reason why they made sure to put the right to bear arms in the Constitution was for fear of a slave revolt. And so you can put that in your Christian pipe and smoke it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hi, daughter. Hi. I gotta go do dad stuff.